Coming to Sicily, we have you covered. Top 10 places to visit on the west coast of Sicily.
Let me tell you something. The other 90 places are just as good, but we had to pick 10, Esther.
It was a tough job, but someone had to do it.
That's for sure.
In this video, we have 10 areas to visit when coming to the west coast of Sicily, so landing in Palermo. This was a super tough list to put together because Sicily is an endless treasure trove. In no particular order, and very briefly why, here are our top picks. And make sure you stay tuned until the end because we have some travel tips for you. Palermo, the capital of Sicily, with a lasagna of influences from the Phoenicians, Romans, Arabs, Normans, Spanish, just to name a few. The street markets are a must visit and street foods are a must sample.
La frittura de pesce. Buono. There you go. Intestines over here. And there's the spleen. There's the spleen. Spleen sandwich. Big Palermo food. Look at that. Typical street food.
Tre carne e uno spinaci. Capella Palentina will dazzle you. You can easily do part of Palermo on foot. A short ride away is Monreale, with a breathtaking Duomo, a monastery, and a beautiful view of the valley. Cefalu is one of our personal favorites in Sicily. The quaint seaside village has many attractions in a small radius, including the cathedral, the molu, the beach, and the old wash house, just to name a few.
I love these signs. Città di Cefalu. This is beautiful.
Olive, capperi, pomodorino e prezzemolo.
Now let's talk about Greek Sicily and the ruins scattered around the island. One of the best preserved is the Doric Temple in Segesta. Then take a 5-minute bus ride to the amphitheater. Sicilian and Agrigento both have an impressive collection of Greek and Roman ruins. In our opinion, you can pick one or do both, a true testament to the ancient Greek presence and investment in Sicily. By the way, Agrigento you could visit if you are staying either on the west or east coast. Castellamare del Golfo, another one of our favorites on the west coast in the province of Trapani. There are plenty of shops and restaurants in the downtown, and the castle is quite remarkable.
They don't have the little potatoes in there. I don't like the potatoes. And look at my coatsy.
Coastal look very impressive tonight. Now we're going to have some very nicely done calamari.
Head further south and there's the city of Trapani, packed with historical buildings, churches, and a fish market.
Giorno. Questa è orata?
But then again, going to the market is a must-do experience in all of Sicily. Erice is a hilltop medieval town. You could either drive up the windy roads or take the cable car. It has breathtaking views and cobblestone streets that make you feel like you're in ancient times. Among the Madonia mountain range, there are several little non-touristy villages very worth visiting, including Castelbuono and Polizzi Generosa. Also, you could visit the two Petralias, Soprana and Sottana. By the way, the biodiversity on these mountains is pretty impressive. Okay, see, that was more than 10, but we couldn't help it. While visiting these towns, make sure you add an experience like visiting a vineyard.
There's the Palmento. That's where they stomped on the grapes since the Greek times here in Sicily.
A sheep farm for ricotta tasting.
Fresh ricotta making.
Giusto?
Questa è la ricotta. E poi questa. E poi questa.
Questo è caprino.
Caprino. Caprino.
Primo sale,
Primo sale fresca. Olive.
mozzarella
Sì. Focaccia.
e questo è un primizio.
Cooking demo, visiting markets, or even a boat ride.
All right, I know I didn't include Sciacca, Marsala, Marsala del Vallo, all those places, but you know, had to keep it a little bit short. And you saw, I couldn't even stop at 10.
The area in the Madonia Mountains happens to be my favorite area. The big towns are okay, but I like the innards, so to speak. You know, that's just my opinion. So this is a good list for people who are coming to the West Coast or Sicily for the first time.
And highlights.
These are the places you have to go to. I mean, then afterwards, the longer you're here, you could kind of like spider out.
Yeah.
And go to other places. There's a million places to go.
You know, last year, Al, we did the Hidden Gems Part 1 and Part 2, where we went to some of these out-of-the-way little hidden gems. And as Alfred said, he's right. Try to go outside of the city. Go to some of the little towns, like outside of Palermo. There's Bagheria, there's Aspra. There's those little fishing villages that are not maybe big tourist attractions, but you should visit to see how locals live.
If you find Corleone, you could take a beautiful ride from Palermo to Corleone. I just love that. That drive is about
The drive is
hour
beautiful.
or so, hour and a half. It's just a great drive.
I am already looking forward to starting what to see on the East Coast. I have some ideas. Do you have any favorites? Write them in the comment. Let me know what you think should be on our list of 10 places must visit on the East Coast.
And not Duluth, Minnesota either, please, okay? We're talking about Sicilian places.
All right, let's do some tips. Now, I gave you my top tip, and that is have an experience. So add like a vineyard, like a cooking demo or so forth. My other tip, let's say you are planning to come to Sicily and you're just starting out. The first thing you should do is find a ticket. Find a time that you will be arriving. The second thing you should do is find a place and then start mapping out the little places that you will visit.
Listen, I'm much more fundamental on my tips when I give out people. The first thing you ought to do is have a carry-on with 2 days worth of clothes in it. Change of clothes complete. Why am I saying that? Because last year, Catania Airport, where you're going to land, was the third busiest airport in all of Italy. Between 6 and 7 or 8 million people landed there. They were very good. The problem is the transfers from Milano or Rome or wherever it is you're coming from loses luggage, especially in the high tourist season.
Okay, now let me tell you that of the dozens of groups and people that we had in 2022, I would say about a third had their luggage lost or delayed or something like that. So great advice. All right, here's my second advice, and that is to learn your metrics, because here they do things completely different. Here we have Celsius instead of Fahrenheit. We have liters, we have kilometers. So 5 kilometers is 3.1 miles. 10 kilometers is 6.2. Here they weigh the food, so a kilo is 2.2 pounds. So a little bit of familiarity with those kinds of metrics would be very helpful.
Again, I'm going to be a little bit more fundamental than Esther is going to be on my tips when you're coming to Italy, especially for Italy or Sicily for the first time. And my biggest advice is to physically photocopy your passport and your credit cards, along with physically writing out the customer service numbers on them, just in case. Now, lots of people take pictures on their cell phone of their passport, which is okay. But what happens if you lose your cell phone? So you want to have physically a piece of paper, not in the same bag as,
As your carry-on.
put it in a different place. And I think that's a security issue. Huh?
All right, let me piggyback on that one. And also back to the luggages. Take a picture, a physical picture of your luggage and have that with you. It'll be easier when you make your declaration that it was lost to give it to them. And make sure you notify your credit card company that you'll be traveling overseas. Very important. And one more thing about the luggage. Guess what? Make sure that you have the address and phone number of the hotel or B&B that you will be staying at critical, so then the airport can deliver it.
Again, for the luggage, I have a much more fundamental approach. For my luggage, I have a neon green, you can't miss it, ribbon on my handle so I can find it. And then I have taped to the side 3 letters. And you can imagine what they are. MFB. Those are my letters that are on my luggage, Esther, and you know that too.
All right, here's another tip. Yes, a lot of places take credit cards, but bring cash. Cash is king. I say bring about 500 euros of cash. Believe it or not, in some of these small towns, the ATM machines run out of cash. It has happened to me.
On the weekends especially on Mondays when everybody, if you have 8 million people coming into Catania, the ATM machines by Sunday are low on cash, and by Monday they'll put a limit on you of 275 euros. So if you wanted 500 or 1,000 euro, you're not going to get it. So bring some. And also, you know what you ought to have? You can buy them at Walmart or places like that. One of those secure things that you can put your money in underneath a turtleneck, which, by the way, is a great thing to wear on the plane.
All right. My next tip, and I tell all my clients when I do consults with them, is make sure that if you have prescription medication, you have at least a month full dose of your prescription medication. Maybe you're staying here only a week or 2 weeks, but make sure your prescription is filled.
If that medicine is expensive and on your prescription it has a refill, chances are you could buy it here, those medicines, for maybe 20% of the cost that are in that you're paying in your pharmacy in the United States. And don't forget, if you go to the pharmacy, especially if you get aches and pains, buy some Voltaren gel, 2%. That you have to get doctor's prescription in the United States. It's about $35 a tube. Here it's about $17, and it's over the counter, 2%. They only sell 1% in the state. So that's another tip I have.
All right. I usually suggest that people, when they come here, especially the first time, not to drive, to get a driver so you can enjoy the scenery. And it really gets a little bit stressful sometimes. So that's my advice on that. But if you are going to drive, make sure you get your international driver's license. You can get that at AAA.
You have to have the international driver's license, or else they're not going to. If you come to Sicily and you don't have one, chances are the big places are not going to rent a car to you. Get that international driver's, and it's not a license; it's a permit. Okay, it's a permit to drive in the EU.
Now I have a little bit of.
Oh, wait a minute!
fun.
One more thing about the car. Okay?
Yep.
Make sure you photograph the car or videotape it all the way around, so you're not going to get a bill for damages 6 months later. All right, so I always do that. Photograph the car all the way around.
Okay, my next advice, how is the saying go? When in Rome, do as the Romans do. When in Sicily, do as the Sicilians do. things, you know, a little bit different, especially from mainland and maybe other European countries. Don't expect to have butter at the table. It's going to be olive oil. Be adventurous. Try some new foods. There's foods here that maybe you won't find in the mainland or you may not find in the United States. Take a bite. Just try new things. Get out there, have fun, and have an adventure.
When a person comes to Sicily for the first time, I always say, learn about the places, especially the historical sites where you're going. I mean, I want you to just see a bunch of rubble that's 2,500 years old or 2,000 years old. You're not going to know any of the history behind it. And that goes to the same for this beautiful duomos or cathedrals that are in every town. Learn about where you're going. Your experience will be far more enriched.
And you know how they can get all that information before you come here to Sicily? Watch some of our videos, especially under the Explore Sicily playlist. We have dozens of videos, including historical things, including where to go, what to see, what to eat, and to give you a little bit of a context. When people come here, you know, you don't need a guide every single day that you're here in Sicily, but it is useful in some of the historic places. So I suggest get a local.
Eat local. I'm telling you, why spend €10, €15 for a bottle of wine at the supermarket when you can go down to the corner store and you could buy a 2-liter bottle for like $4?
Locale.
Which is just better than the stuff.
Better.
The tannins aren't there. It's just local stuff. It's just great. The fruits and vegetables are great. Usually you're allowed to have stuff in your room, obviously. So get some of the local stuff, in my view.
Communication is going to be critical when coming here, not only communicating with your family and friends back home, but communicating with whoever is here with you. Also, make sure that you have contacts of your family and friends written on a piece of paper, and that way, if God forbid something happens to you, those numbers will be there. And make sure you check with your phone provider to see if they have a travel plan, because having communication with people around here is also going to be critical.
If you're not a spy, then I think for free is WhatsApp. You ought to download the WhatsApp, or you can download Facebook Messenger or Skype. Skype costs pennies to talk.
No, on the phone it's better to have WhatsApp.
WhatsApp, right? I mean, it's just a great thing, but that's only if you're not going to be a spy.
People often ask us, when is a good time to visit Sicily? Well, really, we live here and we think any month is a good time to visit, but really spring, summer, and fall are fantastic. And October is a fun time. The weather is perfect. Of course, we have an October tour of Sicily, October 4th to 14, and it's going to be on the East Coast. We still have some availability, so make sure you message me or go to www.youmeandsicily.com for the information.
I love October. That's my favorite. My favorite time of the year to come here for the first timers is October. The harvest is in. That's why. You could eat like you can kind of go. You know, it's just unbelievable. Believe me, if you haven't been here, that's the time to come. With the fruits and vegetables, the markets, Esther, the wine. Hello?
Wait, the markets, the wine, that's always. But there are some fruits and vegetables that are not here during the spring, especially the artichokes and so forth. So, very good time to come.
You know, I feel very bad for both the American and the Italian students of today because they've been denied something that probably has affected profoundly their education. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about a chalkboard. Growing up, we had chalk. We had white chalk that was soft, white chalk that was hard, and yellow soft, and yellow chalk. Chalkboard. We had a board made out of slate. You remember that? Today they don't have that. Today they have these white things and they use, some type of erase markers. It just is a lot different. And you know something, the biggest thing that they missed? The eraser. I think those felt erasers, you remember those felt erasers that they had? I used to love those things. If you were really good, the brothers or the nuns would make you go outside and clap them, and you come back in covered with chalk dust. Or even if you were really good, you got to wash the board. That was part of my education. Was that part of your education? The other thing that really they miss are the things that you would open the windows with, which we're going to show you a picture of. You just push it down, the big thing. They don't have those things anymore. Nowadays things are too sterile in the schools. Okay, these little things were always treats. They were always rewards for good behavior. But the thing that drove people crazy about these boards to this day, and I remember I used to get in trouble for it all the time, was the following technique that I perfected. On the board. Never bothered me, but it used to drive the teachers nuts and the other students in the class. So that's one of the things that is wrong with modern day education.
Ciao, saluti da Francesco a tutti gli amici in America. Ciao a tutti.
A military man that we just met here. He's actually in Navy. He was a diver for 45 years and he's now in pension. And look what he got, Alfred. What did he get you, Al?
A cohiba. Cohiba. Listen to me, cohiba. Grazie, Francesco.
Yeah.
Or Ciccio, they call him Ciccio.
Ciccio.
Great, I'm really happy.
We just started a conversation and all of a sudden we have a new friend because they both smoke. Alfred smokes Toscanella Rosso. They both smoke this and he smokes it too. And we just started a conversation. Before we know it, he's showing us pictures of his daughter's wedding. He's telling us quanto chilometri a un año?
600.
1,622 kilometers in a year. He walks a lot. He was a diver. He was in a lot of pain now because of all the pressure.
Mio obiettivo is Cammino Santiago. Io vorrei andare a fare Cammino di Santiago.
He wants to do
very
the
important for me.
Cammino de Santiago.
Santiago de Compostela.
He wants to do a walk of a pilgrimage at dove?
In partenza Francia, Santiago di Compostela, 850 chilometri.
He wants to do that pilgrimage, 800. E dove questa? In Francia?
Partenza,
It
first
departs from
Francia,
France?
and Portogallo, Santiago de Compostela.
Wow.
It's a thing, Esther.
It's a pilgrimage.
It's a pilgrimage, 800.
And
wow.
so listen, so he was telling us that his back hurts and the walking really helps him. Ora faccio vedere sua figlia. Look at this video of his beautiful daughter. He's so proud. Look, that's him over there, and he's giving his daughter away. This was just this year. What a beautiful uniform. And oh, that wedding dress is beautiful. Auguri, complimenti.
Grazie.
Okay, guess
Grazie.
how old he is. Okay, I'm going to give you a second. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Did you guess? He's 61 years old. 61.
61.
Look at him. And look at my honey bunny. He's a handsome guy as well. Am I the luckiest girl or what? Doesn't look him. No. Alfred goes, I'm old like the earth. Basta, non è vero.
What are you going to do?
This is so exciting. By the time you're watching this, we hit 10,000 subscribers. Very exciting here on YouTube. Thank you for your support. Thank you for all of you spending this time with us every single Sunday, and also some bonus videos. So if you're enjoying this and you would like to support us even more, we have a community for $1.99 a month. You help really just support this channel, and just hit the join button at the bottom of this video. If you're watching this on mobile or desktop, very easy. $1.99 a month.
It really helps us out a lot with the community, and she puts a lot of different content up all the time. And before we go, I want to make a special shout out, if I can.
Yes.
I want to make a shout out to my pal and Esther's pal, but my lifelong pal, Peter
Messina.
Peter Messina, who's here, and his brother Ray is here for the Fiesta San Marco in Via Grande. We happen to have spent a few hours with them this morning, and they're here because they're selling their home. Stop that. I don't want to talk about that. I wanted to start it.
Just keep on going.
Right. I want to give a shout out to my dear friend.
You already said Peter Messina,
Okay.
so now, all right. On that note, we are looking forward to seeing you on another video of You, Me, and Sicily. And thank you for spending this time here with us.
Se benedica, grazie per tutti.
Arrivederci.
Ti voglio
Ciao.
bene.